All right. Because we were down in Australia and we went to go on a fishing trip on the same boat that Lee Marvin used to fish on, and we fished on it, and we were so tired, but we wanted to go drink in the same bar that Lee Marvin did in a place called the Black Marlin. So we went there, but we were so tired, but we said we owe it to Lee Marvin to do this, and it was real small.
So we go to the Marlin Bar, and there's this duo in there, and they break in to get a haircut and get a real job. And so we're listening to play, and we're just kind of looking at each other like, can you believe what we're hearing? Because this is like a George Thorogood autobiography.
The guys playing were telling jokes and playing two pieces, and they played, and in the middle of it, they played a comedy song that was half comedy and half music, but more comedy, called "Get a Haircut and Get a Real Job." And the second they got into it, Billy and Jeff looked right at me, knowing and thinking, that's George Thorogood's life story.
So we're just like, oh my goodness, we got to do this. So Billy goes up and talks to the guys. He got the song, so we recorded it, and there you have it. I mean, it was bloody obvious to us. I don't know what happened to the rest of the world or why these guys weren't big, what it was, but we just loved the song.
And Bill Blau fell off the stool and ran up there and asked them all about it. And they said it's a band from Melbourne who did it. And we were up in Cairns, way far away from Melbourne. So we completed the tour, and Billy Blau stayed in Australia for an extra 2 days and not contacted these people. And he almost missed his flight. Now, you don't miss your flight in Australia. You're going to be stuck there for a few days. And they finally showed up maybe an hour before his flight and gave him one of the singles, and only sold 100 copies in all of Australia. If he had missed that flight, we would have missed the song. Luckily, we came up with some other tunes, a few other tunes to fill out the record, right? Like Howlin' for My Baby, which became a fan favorite by one of our top fans. Killer's Blues as well. Cops and Robbers. It wasn't enough to make a whole record, but it was enough to get the record out there to expose Haircut. See what I'm saying?
That's the only song we ever had that charted that high on radio play. It was #1 in Canada when we were touring Canada. And then we went home. I think if we had stayed out touring in the States, maybe it goes to #1, who knows. But #2, still way up there, way beyond anything that we had ever accomplished in that sense, So special tune,
That's how sometimes you have to sacrifice an album to get a classic out there. You know what I mean? So that's how that happened.